A very happy morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the session BA History Program, second semester, session number 35. I am Sudhaji, Assistant Professor, Department of History, GFGC, Ripanpet. Before starting the session, let me ask you a question. Name the Mughal ruler who spent 26 years in Deccan to defeat the Marathas and to capture the Shia kingdoms, namely Bijapur and Golconda. Recall and tell me. Yes, you are right. He is none other than Aurangzeb. In the 34th session, you have already learnt about the reasons for Aurangzeb's Deccan campaign. Today, in this session, let us learn about the consequences of Deccan policy of Aurangzeb. Students have learnt about the reasons for Deccan campaign of Aurangzeb in their previous class. They have identified South Indian kingdoms annexed by him. They will also recall the enemies encountered by Aurangzeb. Learning objectives of today's session: to enable the students to know about the consequences of Deccan policies of Aurangzeb, to make them to understand the causes for the downfall of Mughal Empire, how the ulcer of Deccan ruined Aurangzeb, to develop the skill of locating the extension of Aurangzeb's empire on the outline map of India. Learning outcomes: at the end of the session, students will come to know about the causes for the criticisms of the Deccan policy of Aurangzeb by many historians. They will also understand the impact of Deccan policy on medieval Indian history. They will also think of what could have been done by Aurangzeb to prevent the downfall of Mughals. To begin with, the Deccan policy of Aurangzeb has been condemned universally by many historians. His Deccan policy is responsible for his own downfall. Dear students, you know that as long as there has been life on the earth, war has been a part of it. Mankind continues to wage war even though the consequences often breed nothing but misery. Am I right? You can raise a question: was Aurangzeb was the first to launch campaigns over South India? No. Before Aurangzeb, during the 4th century, Samudragupta attacked South India, reached as far as Kanchi in Tamil Nadu, and defeated as many as 12 kings. But he did not capture the territories of the defeated kings. Instead, made them to accept his paramount overlordship sovereignty and allowed them to rule their kingdoms under his suzerainty. Hence, he achieved Dharma Vijaya over South India. After Samudragupta, in the 14th century, Muhammad bin Tughlaq also launched campaign over South India with the intention of extending his empire and to plunder the wealth of South India and to propagate Muslim culture here and to compel the rulers of South India to accept the sovereignty of the Delhi Sultanates. He sent his commander in chief Malik Kafur to plunder the wealth of India and annexed territories. But one thing you have to notice here that he never spent a long time in South India like Aurangzeb. Whereas Aurangzeb, aimed at the destruction of the Marathas and the extinction of the Shia kingdoms of that region was a grave blunder. His engagements in the Deccan War for 26 long years led to the disorganization of the central government and gave an opportunity to the disaffected elements in northern India to raise their heads in the rebellion, which could not be completely crushed. Ultimately, his Deccan policy ended with utter failure. Hence, his Deccan policy has been criticized by many historians. Initially, His policy appeared as if he gained a lot by his Deccan policy in terms of land and wealth, but in reality, he lost everything. His Deccan policy was the beginning of the end, which is really a tragic. Let us know the consequences of Deccan policy now. He made Marathas powerful. The campaign of the Deccan kingdoms put the Mughal army so busy that restraint on the rising power of the Marathas could not be possible. Aurangzeb's failure to check the Marathas enabled them to attack Mughal territories. It led to heavy strain on financial position of the state too. You can ask me how? Let me tell you. The Deccan campaign made almost bankruptcy of the Mughals government. As a result thereof, the army could not be paid for about 3 years. It led to a grave demoralization of the army and decay of agriculture and trade. The vast Mughal army of about 2 lakh soldiers was like a swarm of locusts that destroyed the thriving agriculture and trade. The Deccan policy of Aurangzeb also led to the weakening of administration. Absence of the emperor for about 20 years from the capital led to slackness in administration. There was no effective control over government officials. Administration became corrupt as well as oppressive. Emergence of new political forces was also one among the consequences of Deccan policy of Aurangzeb. On account of his preoccupation with the affairs of the Deccan, several sections of population got an opportunity to consolidate the strength in North India. Next, adverse effect on the cultural life. Constant wars in north and south during the period of Aurangzeb led to the deprived the people of cultural life, loss of prestige of Aurangzeb, the failure of Aurangzeb to deal effectively with the Marathas lowered the dignity of the Mughal empires. Let us conclude. After learning the Deccan policies and its consequences, it's quite natural, as you know pretty well, that it has been universally condemned by many historians. Among them, according to Dr. R.C. Majumdar, from the conquest of the Deccan, the most disappointed and dismayed chapter of his life commenced. In the words of J.N. Sarkar, if Spanish ulcer ruined Napoleon, Deccan ulcer also ruined Aurangzeb. Let me elaborate this statement. As you know that Napoleon Bonaparte was the Emperor of France. He invaded Spain to get more territory for himself. He brought more than 100,000 troops into Spain so he can get his brother Joseph II as a king of Spain. Surprisingly, the Spanish citizens started to protest against it. They wanted to be independent from the clutches of France. The Spanish guerrillas, along with the British troops who had successfully liberated Portugal, kept the French pinned down in Spain for years. Spain was an open wound that refused to go away, and so it was called the Spanish ulcer, which ultimately led to the decline of Napoleon Bonaparte. As like Spanish ulcer which ruined Napoleon, the ulcer of Deccan also ruined Aurangzeb. I hope you would have understood the explanation for this statement. According to V. Smith, Deccan was the grave of his reputation as well as body too. Ultimately, his Deccan policy led to the downfall of the Mughal Empire entirely. Before winding the session, let us have a quick recapitulation of the main points what we have learned. Consequences of Deccan policies of Aurangzeb, the causes for downfall of Mughal Empire, the skill of locating the extension of Mughal Empire under Aurangzeb on the outline map of India, the ulcer of Deccan ruined Aurangzeb. I would like to give an assignment to you. You have to elaborate the statement ulcer of Deccan ruined Aurangzeb, just like the ulcer of Spain ruined Napoleon. How the ulcer of Deccan ruined Aurangzeb, you have to elaborate. It is an assignment for you. The books which I have referred